Let's get it started. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for this call too. Me too. Let me share my screen so we can get started. Let's get it started. There is nothing like starting a day off talking about building success. I love it. This is how I start my morning. Okay. We got everybody jumping in. Let me go ahead and guys share the screen so we can get started. Okay. So, day two. Day two, Queens. Day two of, put this out the way. Day two of It's Not Over. If you were here yesterday, you already know that this whole weekend is all about showing up for ourselves, owning our power, and making sure we end Q4 stronger than ever. We're not letting up. We're not slowing down. We're turning up. We're turning up and taking things to the next level. So before we jump in all this strategy, I want to talk to you and do a quick little recap about yesterday, right? So yesterday we identified that we were not showing up for ourselves in business. We identified that not only are we the problem, but we're also the solution. So it's nothing wrong with us being the problem because we are also the solution. We also talked about the mindset shift you need to stop relying on the branches, right? Trusting our wings, trusting that we got this, and tapping into that courage and that confidence to take the next level. And so many of you were like, I'm taking this next level, I'm launching, I've been delaying, I've been procrastinating for whatever reason, and it ends today. We also had homework. I wanted you guys to write down your vision. I wanted you to, I'm not even gonna say I wanted you to, because if you're here, I'm assuming that you're taking your life serious, you're taking your business serious, and so you have already done this. So yesterday, you wrote down your vision. You wrote down the legacy that you want to leave behind. You wrote down where in your business you're not showing up because you're choosing comfort over growth. And you wrote down where you're not showing up at your full capacity. Maybe you're showing up 10%, 30, 80, whatever it is, it's not 110%. So I want you to, I want two of you to just unmute and share with us what you could share any one of these things, right? Whether it's your vision, whether it's what you want to leave behind, what you want people to think of you once you have gone on to the next life, or maybe you're like, I identified I wasn't showing up in these specific areas. I identified I had fear in these specific areas. And this is where I'm going to make sure I'm showing up in my full capacity moving forward. So is there anyone who wants to volunteer? All you have to do is Abigail, I couldn't even get it out. She said my hand already raised. Go ahead, love. Unmute yourself. Good
Good morning. Good morning. First of all,
morning.
I am so excited to be in the class and listen to you. I've spoken to you before, but I love your course that you have, and it helps a lot. I mean, it's so easy to use. So where I wanted to tell you where I was not showing up full capacity, it was my fear. I had everything. You gave me all the tools, and for the past 2 months, I've just been playing around with the whole, oh, okay, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done, right? But as of 2 weeks, when because I was working for this company for 14 years, and the comfort and everything felt great. But now putting all this together yourself and getting everything from the bottom up yourself, it is a lot of work, but it's so satisfying. And I was not showing up full capacity. My fear was holding me back. My fear of what if I don't make it? What if nobody wants to work with me? What if this? What if that? But finally, I got my website done. I have my list ready to go. I found people that you've referred me so it can help me with contacting all these different people to work and launching my own staffing company, which is It's great. And as of October 15th, I will be full live and going now, and nothing to stop me now.
Congratulations. Did you say October 15th?
Yes.
That's a good
Yeah.
day, girl. That's my birthday. That's a good day to launch.
There you go.
That's a good day to launch. That's some good energy you about to have. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And happy early.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Lakeisha, I see that you have your hand raised. You want to go ahead and share with us?
Yes, good morning, everybody. Um, what I envision, I want to be able to have multiple businesses at seven figures. I want like systems, processes, everything in place to where if I was to die tomorrow, somebody could step in and keep everything going. Whether it's my family or just someone else who's close to me that I've designated to be able to take over everything. Um, and I want to be able to be an inspiration to other women who are single moms and had to kind of just start from the very bottom without handouts and a lot of help. Um, and of course, I have that fear of failure, but I think more than that, I have a bigger fear of what things will be like if it does work out, which is probably really
When it
stupid.
does work out? When it
Yes,
does
when
work
it
out?
works out.
It's not stupid.
Um,
So many people have that fear, the fear of success, not even failure. They're like, I know this is going to work. Am I ready?
Yeah, so like the extra responsibility that come with it and the expectations that people will start having when they know you've made it and you having to make sure
Hmm.
you stay on top, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So I'm really nervous about what that looks like. And I think I allowed that to hold me back more than anything because so many people are like, oh, well, we can't wait until you do this, this, and this because they know it's what I want to do. So
hmm.
the success
What
part
you're
is
going to
scary.
do?
Yes, what I'm going to do.
Hmm.
Um, so that part is scary for me. But yeah, I want to be able to be an inspiration to other people, have multiple businesses that are at seven figures with really good processes and automations in place. So it's not hard for somebody else to step in. And it doesn't require me working 50, 60, 70 hours a week.
That part. Yes. Yeah. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. I like to work like, 3 hours a day, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
my vision. Like I want to work,
Yeah.
3 or 4 hours a day and be able to enjoy the rest of my day, whether it's
Yep.
just, doing stuff with my friends or family or just sitting off in complete silence by myself because sometimes I need
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, we
And
all
I
need
am an
that.
introvert. I am not that person who like to be outside, especially now that I've gotten older. So yeah, that's that's what I
Well,
have
that's
so far.
exciting. That's exciting. We talking about building empires. We're talking about building generational wealth and building a machine so it runs smoothly no matter what happens to you and it continues. So, that's what She Became Her is all about, girl. That's what we doing. I'm so happy you're a part of the group because that's exactly what we're about to build, that machine. And that's what I love so much about businesses because I really thought that you had to like work 40 hours a week, just like you do in a 9 to 5. I thought that you had to be like killing yourself to make good money, and you don't. You absolutely don't. You can literally work less than 20 hours a week. Some weeks you don't even have to work when you have the machine. So today we're going to be talking about the foundation of the machine, right? So not all the bells and whistles and softwares and things like that, but if we took all of that away, what are the main three key strategies that we need to focus on to blow up our Q4 and maintain momentum while everyone else is slowing down? So what I want you to know, and I bet that after we talked about yesterday, y'all probably was like, okay, today, we're not going to be talking about mindset, but we are because mindset is an evolving thing. It's not going to change. I mean, the necessity of it is not going to change, but it will evolve, right? It's the fuel for you to get to the next level. And every level that you go to, you're going to have to adopt a new mindset. So the mindset that I had when I was making $1,000 a month, when I first launched my business, it's not the same mindset that I had when I started making 10K. It's not the same mindset when I went from 10K months to 10K days. It's not the same mindset that I had when I did 60K in sales to doing, 30K in sales in a shorter time frame. the mindsets shift because you get bolder, you get more confident, you're able to take risks easier, you're able to, really operate in chaos and be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So the first thing that we're going to focus on, one of the key strategies is mindset, but we're going to dive into what actually do you need to be doing, right? So when we're talking about mindset, yesterday we talked about the confidence side. We know that we need to trust our wings. We know that we need to just take that leap of faith and just push ourselves out there, launch our businesses and get to it, right? The second thing is taking action. Like we have to take action. And this also goes into confidence because without confidence, there's no action being taken. We're definitely not about to be consistent with it. So I want y'all to think about, have you guys ever heard, I'm sure you did, put one in the chat if you did, but have you ever heard the phrase use it or lose it? Use it or lose it. And when we say that phrase, we're usually talking about what? Oh, elderly people, right? It's like we're talking about elderly people and them staying active. I know my grandmother used to say it all the time. She's like, I gotta keep, we were like, you want a walker? You want a cane? She'd be like, no, I gotta use it or I'm gonna lose it. My sister don't know how to walk now because she just sat around. She did not want to feel like she was getting old. And so she made sure she used her limbs at all times. So this same concept applies to your business and your mindset. Use it or lose it. Lakeisha, I think it was you yesterday that said that you were showing up for everyone. You kept showing up for everyone, kept showing up for everyone, and then you stopped showing up for yourself and you felt like you were going backwards, right? And that's what happens. At all times, we're moving. We're not standing still. We're always moving. And either we're moving forward or we're moving backwards. So I want you guys to really think about like, okay, where am I going? Am I actually moving forward? Am I taking action to move forward? Because if you're doing nothing, then you're moving backwards very, very quickly. Um, the other thing that I want you guys to think about is think of your mindset like a muscle, right? We need to actively every single day build up that muscle. If you was to go to the gym and you start working out and then you stop, that body that you wanted is not happening. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the business that you want, the level that you want, I want you guys to put in the chat, what is your goal? Like, what's your monthly goal that you want to hit? Some of you might want to say, I just want to hit like 5K or 2K, 3K, 10K, 20K. Like, what's the first goal that you want to strive for? Because that's going to take a whole different mindset and a whole different level of action, right? But I also want you, and don't play small when you write the number. Give the real number, the number where you're like, I don't know if I should tell anybody. This is the place where you say it, right? Because sometimes we can't share our dreams with other people because they're too small minded. And here, you can share your dreams. And here, it's a safe space. And here, that's going to be something that every single person is going to do regardless. So it's not even a big deal. So I want you guys to put into the chat what your monthly financial goal is that you're striving for, whether it's you're already making some money and you want to get to the next level, or you're like, I just need to get into profit. And then we'll go from there. Okay, I love it. 10K per month, 25K, 20K. Yeah, listen, how many of y'all, when y'all wrote it, y'all was like, I feel like this is a lot. Like, I don't know if should I change my number? How many of y'all thought about like, should I change my number? Should I up it? Should I down it? Yeah, I promise y'all, I was like that when you get to the next level and it's coming, right? And you could choose to say I'm here already because I already claim stuff, right? I'm already having 100K month cash month because 100K sales month is different from 100K cash. So right now my goals are 100K cash months. I'm constantly telling myself like, oh, I've already got it. It's already happened, right? I'm claiming it right now in real time, and then I'm going to do the daily actions that I need to do to catch up to it. Um, But yeah, I know because it was hard for me to even say like, oh, I want to make 20K. It was hard for me to say that. It was hard for me to say I wanted to make 10K a month. And I had felt like I had to do all the numbers and figure out exactly how I was going to make it and how many of these things do I need to sell to get here. It was so hard. I had to convince myself. Like this is doable. When all we have to do is just believe. We just have to claim it, have faith, and believe. But it also takes a level of mindset, right? Because if we don't have that faith, then we're going to be shaky. We're going to be shaky. Now, when we are talking about, our mindset, we also, in taking action, the daily actions are going to lead to the successes that we want. So we can't stop. We can't stop, start, stop, start, stop. Every time you do that, you lose momentum. So we have to start and continue to go even when it's hard, right? So I know that you guys right now in your business have stopped taking action because it felt too hard. It was like, it took too hard. You guys already shared, and now you're back in motion. So I don't want you guys to it's not going to get easier. I promise you, it's not going to get easier. The hard will be different. It won't be, oh my God, I'm launching this website. I have to figure out what to write on the website. I need to figure out the email listings. I need to get the leads. It'll be a different level of hard, right? You're going to conquer new things, but each level is hard. Each level, and it's hard because you're going to shed one version of yourself. You're going to learn new skills. You're going to tap into new courage, and that is hard. So I don't want you guys to think like, oh, this is just some easy thing, because social media will make you feel like that. But it's simple. It might not always be easy, but it is simple, and it can definitely be fun. I have fun. I want you guys to start telling yourself you're on an adventure. That's all I do all day. Like, I'm on an adventure. I'm having so much fun. And I actually am, because it is an adventure. I never did this before, right? Remember, you were a kid and you guys used to just explore and try stuff. I was one of those kids, maybe you guys were, put a one in the chat if you were. I was one of those kids where, and it's before social media. Before social media, we didn't have all that. So we went outside and we played. We made up games. We played in the around, we want to go explore. We wanted to go and do stuff that we would make up games, right? Cops and robbers, the pirates, whatever. We would create our own little clubhouses. We would find scrap wood and stuff. It's an adventure, guys. Like, don't think of this as something, like, it is going to be massive. You are going to have different things that are hard, but it's still an adventure. You're still going to have fun. Think of it that way. And I promise you, because when I'm going through stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I just hit the next level. It's like playing a video game for me. And when you adopt that mindset, I promise you, it gets a lot easier. It gets a lot easier. And that lingo rewires your brain, where it's like, okay, we could do this because this is fun. This is fun. It's not work, right? And you bring a different level of energy, and the energy is what's going to attract everything. So after taking action, obviously we need to be consistent. And we talked about there's no such thing as standing still, right? So think of your business as a plant. If you were to neglect it and not water it daily, it's going to wither and die. Same thing with your bank accounts. Have you ever did a business, attempted to do a business, or did it, but you didn't actually do it, right? Like, you launched it, you got all your subscriptions together, all your emails and your websites and all of those things, and you subscribed to everything, but you didn't actually do the business. And so now your bank account started to dwindle. It started to wither. And then it died. And you were like, I gotta cancel all this. And it broke your heart, but you also knew that you wasn't actually doing it. You launched, but you weren't actively doing the business. So we need to actively water our business every single day. It's going to need to be nurtured to be able to grow. And so we have to be consistent. This is a non-negotiable. You have to be consistent. All of us on here, for the most part, I'm assuming, are mothers. And if you're not a mom, you're probably an aunt, right? Or a grandma or whoever. Maybe you're watching a recording. And we know that when we have a baby, right? When we have a baby, we have to feed it immediately. If we don't feed, your business is your baby. You're going to launch your baby. You birthed your baby. Now you have to feed it for it to get to the next stage. Every stage you have to feed the baby. If you don't, the baby dies. You launching a business is just you planting the seed. You still have to do daily work for it to grow. You can't let up. I was, quick story. Last Sunday, I went out with my brother and my sister-in-law. Last Saturday, we went out and we had such a good time. We came in really, really late. And I was like, you know what? I think I'ma just, rest. I think Imma rest. It's Sunday. Imma stay in. And but I had things that I knew I needed to do for my business. I just knew, like, I knew I needed to be doing these things for my business. And so I watched my sister-in-law get up. She had 3 hours of sleep. We came in at like 3. She had to get up at 6. She had to be at work by 7. I watched her right now. So I said, if she can get up every single day if she's getting up today with 3 hours of sleep, I'm going to work too. The last thing Imma do is sit here and not show up for myself. So I want you guys to think of it like that too. If you have ever had a 9 to 5, you were building someone else's dream. You were making sure that their dream was maintained and that it grew steadily, and you need to do the same thing for yours. Good morning. You need to do the same exact thing for yours. The same thing. Whether you're tired, whether there's a death in a family because life is still going life. Because what happens if you have a 9 to 5? Like, I want you to take that same level of dedication that you have for that 9 to 5 and put it into your business. Because no matter you go to work sick, you go to work tired, you go to work burnt out, you go to work sad, you still get to work. You still get up and show up for them. So I don't want to hear the excuse. If you're here, we're not even about to do that. An excuse. You don't give them an excuse. And when you do, they give you an allotted amount of time to get over it. An allotted amount of time to get over it. Somebody dies, you got 3 days. Come to work sad. Go to the funeral, come to work sad. In fact, work while you're sad until it's time to go to the funeral, then you leave and then you come back. If you're sick, take a half day or work from home. Or they have all these options, but what they are not going to be okay with is you not showing up for work. So don't do that to yourself. Show up for you. Have that same level of dedication because this is the vehicle. If you believe it, you have to believe it. If you're saying this business is the vehicle that's going to take me to my next level, then show up and drive that vehicle every day. Don't just show up for someone else's dream. Show up for yours. And don't wait for the conditions to be perfect. They'll never be perfect. You're going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The only way to do that is to fight through it. Fight through it. So lastly, what we need to do when we're becoming a leader, when we're becoming, when we're becoming the best version of ourselves, when we're becoming the icon, when we're becoming the CEO that owns a 7-figure business, we need to learn how to detach from results. When you are attached to results and your identity is attached to results and your confidence is attached to results, meaning if you set a goal with a time frame and you don't hit it in that time frame, immediately you're going to start telling yourself, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever had this conversation with yourself. You set a goal and it didn't happen in the time frame you wanted it to, and you were like, maybe this isn't for me. Or you set a goal and it didn't happen at all because you quit, but still you were down. You're like, well, it just sets you up for failure. And it's because you have your confidence set to it, your ego is set to it. All of these things are attached to this result. As the leader, you're going to have to learn how to detach from the results. Yes, we're going to make goals. Yes, we're going to put time frames on them. But I want you guys to know that no matter what, you are still her, the best version of you. You are still that icon. You are still that CEO. You are still that 7-figure empire builder. You are still making 20K a month, even if it doesn't happen in the time frame that you want it to. Because so many people stop right before they're about to strike gold. Right before they're about to push through that threshold, they stop. And that's because they're attached to the results. So you have to detach, right? The way that you detach from the results is by falling in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to know, like, I'm changing lives. Like, I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, how many lives can I change today? Like a little like a superwoman, you know? Like, that's how you guys need to look at yourself. Like, how many people can I save today? Because you have something that they need. And I don't care what the service is. You have something that they need that is going to make their lives better. And so you are saving them. So wake up every day and focus on who you're serving and not your ego, not the time frame of the results, and be consistent. That's all you have to do. Do that on a daily basis and adopt that mindset. You're going to be fine. So the second key thing, right? So there was mindset is the first strategy. There's certain things that we need to do. We need to take action. We need to be consistent. We need to detach from results, and we need to be courageous and confident. And these things happen by doing the daily work. It doesn't happen by just saying it. We actually have to do it. The second key strategy is your offer messaging. Now, your offer is just, your service. Whatever the service is, whether it's virtual receptionist, whether it's virtual assistant, whether it's cleaning, put your businesses in there. What businesses do you guys have? I want to know. I'm gonna drink some water while you guys put it in the chat. I want to know what we have in here. Staffing and recruiting, commercial cleaning, okay. Box truck, okay, Latoya. That's how I made my first $1 million. Box trucks. It was a hard $1 million, though, I'll tell you that much. If I did it again, it would be so much easier. Yeah, 2018, that I made my first $1 million box trucks. Women's accessories, okay, love it. Okay, so now that I have an idea of kind of like what businesses you guys have, right? And this goes for any service, any product, you still need to know the right messaging that speaks directly to the people you want to serve. If I had to tell you the quantum leap from 0 to 20K months with less effort, less stress, zero price objections, I would focus on it. Like if I had to redo 2023, this would be what I focused on, messaging. And I still did well with the way I knew how to do it, but I would hone in and focus so much on messaging because I know that that would change everything for me. It would attract the clients that I actually want. I was still making money in 2023. I made 150K in the business that I had no knowledge of, and that was just one of them. But it was hard. It was hard because I was working 10, 14 hours a day. I was stressed out. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't attracting dream clients. You guys ever watch somebody, you probably went out somewhere and you witnessed someone acting a fool, and you're like, I would never deal with that type of client. I would never deal with that type of customer. Usually it's like at a restaurant or something, or you know someone, or you deal with someone in your business, you're like, I would never deal with them. Or you dealt with them because you're like, I need the money. And so you're not my ideal client, but I'm not going to turn you away. Once I started turning people away, that's when my bank account grew. And once I started focusing on writing messaging that only spoke to my dream client, that's when my bank account grew. Because you don't want the ones that's going to waste your time. You don't want people that's going to haggle you over prices. We all are business owners, right? And service providers. The last thing we want to do, our price is our price, right? Our price is our price. Because once people start haggling you, then you're like, should I lower? Am I charging too much? Right? Your price is your price. And you do not want to attract those type of buyers. But the only way not to attract them is to have the right messaging. You have to have the right messaging so that it speaks and resonates with people on a deeper level. I saw some pop up. Yeah. You have to have the right messaging so it speaks to them on a deeper level, right? You don't want anyone draining your energy. I don't want you guys to set up a business. Like when we're setting up these businesses, we are setting them up in a way where it's going to fit your lifestyle. We don't Gone are the days to just do business to do business. Gone are the days to just do business to have a profitable business. No, we want a certain lifestyle. We want to be able to afford a certain lifestyle. I want you guys to really think about what does that look like for you? Right? So we talked about I work less than 20 hours a week. That's what I wanted. That's what it looks like for me. Like my lifestyle was like, I don't want to be tied to a location. I want to have a machine. I don't want to have a lot of employees, but I do want to have a team, right? And I I want to spend most of my day running around the countries, different countries, exploring. And so I built a business around the lifestyle. So when you guys are thinking about what you're going to do, how you're going to price yourself, just the entire vision, I want you guys to really think about, is this going to fit the lifestyle that I want to lead? Is this going to fit the lifestyle I want to have in the future, right? Because we're building our future in real time. Once I dialed in on my messaging, I started to get the right clients. Like I started getting clients that took action, clients that were serious. They paid in full. They didn't speak to me. 2023, baby, I was on discovery calls. And I'm just talking about one. Even in the software business, still in my SaaS company, I was on calls, Zoom calls, discovery calls, sales calls, whatever you want to call them. I had to do those calls. Now I don't talk to anyone, no one, unless I'm doing a training and unless it's live, because now I don't even always do the live trainings, right? And that was the lifestyle that I wanted. And that's what, even if you're not a coach, you want messaging where people buy without having to speak with you. They know exactly what you offer. It's so clear. It's speaking so directly to them that they're like, okay, let me go get my wallet. TikTok Shop is an amazing example. You guys are scrolling. I know that if you didn't buy it, you put it in the cart immediately. You watched the video. You was like, oh, I need that. You wanna know why? Because that video was on point and the messaging that they said was on point. You ever watch someone's video or share a meme and you're clutching your pearls and you're like, they're in my head. Why are they in my head like this? That is the messaging that you want to have with your clients. You want to speak to them so deeply. You want to be so tuned in with them that they are ready to buy immediately. So, how many of you struggle with what to do with messaging? How many of you are like, I know I need to do content. I know I should post, but I struggle with what to post, how to promote my business, what to say on the post, or even if it's a good post. I'm like, how many of you are struggling with that? Okay. So this is where messaging comes in. So there's a few resources for you. If you're already in She Became Her, you're going to be fine. If you're not in it, you need to get in it. But the other thing that I have is magnetic messaging. To free podcast series. Listen to that. It'll give you an idea of what I mean. It'll dive deeper into messaging. And then we have the irresistible offer formula. Tonight we're doing the bonus call for that particular training, and I'm sharing how to leverage ChatGPT for content and messaging. And when I tell you, really for copy and messaging, not so much content, but you can use it for both because I'm going to give you the prompts for it. Well, when I tell you that, once I can't wait, I just can't wait because we're going to do it in real time. If you're in She Became Her, you're going to have your messaging together tonight. You're going to go into Monday knowing exactly what to post. If you are struggling with your website, it's going to be done. You're not even going to have to think about what to put on there. Everything's going to be done by tonight. Yeah, I can't wait for y'all neither. I promise you. And then all you have to do is copy and paste, and be consistent. And I'm going to show you how to create Chat GPT as where it's going to speak in your lingo, right? Not in someone else's lingo. It's not going to sound like a robot. It's going to sound like you. And you'll have all your messaging dialed in. Now, so if you're not in She Became Her, you can get the Irresistible Offer Formula. You can get the part one. You won't get the bonus Chat GPT because that's just for the members. But you still can get the Irresistible Offer Formula. And it's only $47, just link in the bio. Now, this goes right into what I'm about to tell y'all. The third one is, and I want y'all to understand that the third one is leveraging social media. How many of y'all are scared of social media? Or were? I'm going to say were. How many of you were scared of social media? Because if you're on this call, we are removing that fear actively right now in real time. And you, me. Okay. Social media, we just have to think of it as something else, right? It's your stage. I think of social media as my stage. And I perform whatever I want to perform, but mostly business, right? Because I'm a business owner, and what I see a lot is business owners, and they hide behind posting, and put a one in the chat if this is you, because now that we identified that you were afraid of social media, because you're not anymore, because we are tapping into our courage, tapping into our power, and actively just reworded that already. One thing that I would see people do all the time is they would hide behind posting memes, reposting, trends, or doing trends for their content. They would promote other people's businesses on their platforms, like constantly sharing random videos, sharing someone else's business information, sharing, and not once are they going to post about their business. How many of you that's you, or it was you? Because it ends today. Yeah. I used to, before I started leveraging social media, I had already fell in love with it. I was already using it daily for just to keep in contact, just to do other things. And so I want you guys to really look at social media as a lead generator. Every business needs a lead generator. And this is free. This is a free lead generator. I didn't run any ads last year. I didn't run any ads this year. I made 100,000 while I traveled the world and laid on the beach most of the time this year. It was 6 months. 6 months I made 100,000. Honestly, I had scaled back because I was changing, and I was just like, but I didn't get on calls. I didn't speak to anyone. I just lived my life. How many of you would be like, that sounds amazing, right? I was just chilling on beaches and being a foodie, figuring out where's the next place I'm going to go eat. Where's the next country I want to go visit? And I didn't have to be on social media every day. But that's because I dialed into my messaging. So I used to post every single day. I used to go live every single day. I used to do discovery calls every single day. I was like, I'm doing more of this than I'm actually coaching. And I didn't sign up for this. So I dialed in to the messaging, but I'm also leveraging social media for visibility. The more people that know about you, the more money you're going to make. You cannot open a business and no one knows about you. Your bank account will continue to be zero. It will not leak. It's not going to do that quantum leap. So we need to, but in the beginning, I say where I am now, but I'm about to ramp back up. You're going to see daily posts. Why? Because I'm about to focus on visibility, growing my visibility. But my messaging is so dialed in that now this is going to be, like, I can't even wait just until next month. I'm excited just to get the numbers in. But we need to focus on visibility, right? We need to sell. We need to sell or offer. You have to sell what you do. There's someone out there that needs what you have. Imagine if your friend was sick and you knew exactly what she needed to feel better. Like you had the cure. Okay. But you were scared to speak up and tell her about it. How do you think she's gonna feel once she finds out that she was sick all that time and the whole time you had the cure, but you didn't want to sell it to her? You think y'all gonna be friends after that? No, not at all. They're gonna be like, what is wrong with you? And that's the same thing I think when I'm looking at business owners that's not selling their service, that's not telling the world what they do because they need you. You're holding back out of fear and maybe thinking that they don't need you or they don't want to work with you or whatever you're thinking, but you have the cure. So you have to sell. You do not do anyone, it's your responsibility to show up and share it and sell it to them. You do not do any service by sitting back, holding all that information, holding all of those amazing things that you can do to yourself. You don't do anyone a service by doing that. Do you guys understand that I just sold to you? I just sold to you, I don't know how many times in this training. I wasn't fearful. I didn't hold back because I know you needed it. I know this is what you need to get to the next level. So it would be selfish of me to know all of this information, to actively do it myself and not share it with my community. That would be selfish. So the moment that you stop thinking about yourself and become selfless and focus on the people that you have the cure, the service for, and it could be women's accessories because we love accessories to make us feel good. And when you look good, you feel good, right? Whatever it is, you need to be selling it. There's someone who needs that service. There's someone who that's going to be the moment, right? You don't know you can sell them an accessory and that earring catches someone's eye and now she just met her husband because you decided to sell your service, to talk about it, to share it. It's your responsibility as a business owner to show up and do that. Because messaging is just one part of the equation. You can have the right messaging, but then you're not going to post. So we have to post. We have to post so that we're visible, so more people find us, so that we can increase our cash flow. I like the smiley face. So you can't do this by being inconsistent, right? We can't be shy from about selling our services. Like you're really going to have to step into your power. You're really going to have to turn into that icon that you already are. You have to become her because you've already been her. You already are her. You just have to let that version of yourself come out. You have to give her space to come and be and handle everything and be okay with not knowing everything too. But when you leverage social media, not only do you get visibility, not only do you increase your cash flow, but you build brand authority and presence. No one would look at me as the authority if I didn't post. If I didn't post and I didn't share the information that I have, no one would know I was the authority. It also creates constant flow of leads. I don't pay for leads and I don't pay for ads because I leverage social media. It's free. There's billions of people. It's free. You get to position yourself as the go-to expert in your niche. When you are posting consistently on social media, when you have the right messaging, you're going to show up through the messaging. They're going to immediately know you're the expert, you're the authority. I want to work with her. I talk to people all the time. They message me and they're like, I followed a lot of people, but it's something about you. You are way more knowledgeable. You're way more of an expert. You're the authority in this realm. I want to work with you. That's because of the messaging. And now you're going to build an audience that loves you, an audience that trusts you, an audience that buys from you repeatedly. So I want to know inside of the chat, what's one thing you're going to do today to increase your visibility? Like, what's one thing that you're like, I need to be doing this. I'm going to start today. And I don't care if you didn't launch your business yet, because before any business launches, they always have the coming soon. They always have the pre-launch. They always got, let me warm you guys up to what's coming next. So I want y'all to put in a chat post. Okay. And what platform are we using? I prefer TikTok and Instagram. Facebook is great for like creating groups, creating communities. I don't use Facebook for lead generation though. Messaging and who my target audience is. Instagram. Yeah. I'm learning to love Instagram. I already love TikTok. That's my go-to, will always be. And the more I leverage Instagram, the more I'm like, okay, I see why everybody was over here. I see why everybody was over here. So this is what I want to do. I want to invite you. Do you see this? And I want y'all to see this and really recognize it, because it's empowering to see someone selling in real time, right? I want to invite you guys to She Became Her. I want to invite you to be a founder member inside of this group, because I know that you need it. And who am I to hold back and not tell you? So inside of this, if you're like, hey, what do we have going on right now? Right now, we have the irresistible offer formula, right? If you get in the group, you already have access to that. You also have access to the bonus training that we're going to do. Then we're going to have the 20K in 60 days. This is where we're quantum leaping, right? This is a 60-day challenge inside of the membership, where I'm going to share with you the things that you need to do daily basis to quantum leap from 20K to 60K, because we're going to dial in our messaging. Everyone in the group is going to have their messaging done tonight. They're going to have that information. We're dialing in the messaging. We're going to leverage social media in a certain way. We're going to post in a certain way. And we're going to do other things that are going to help us to quantum leap to the 20K mark. Because it's not something that, but we are also detached from the results, right? Because consistency is what's key. Every time I join a challenge, it not only pushes me to become better, but it also identifies the holes in my business. It identifies the holes in me. What am I not doing? Where am I not consistent at? Where am I lacking discipline at? What do I need to tighten up? And so I absolutely, even if you don't join a membership, you can get all of these things separately. If you want to just join the challenge, it's $110. If you want to get the irresistible offer, it's only $47. Or you can just join the membership and get access to that and the ongoing training. But when you join a challenge, not only do you get support, but you get to grow with others. At the same time, you get to share your struggles with them. You get to share your inspirations with them, your breakthroughs with them. A lot of you are trying to do business on your own. That is the wrong thing you need to be doing. The best thing I ever did was find a community, get in a community, and stay in there. That's how I grew. One of the main reasons I grew to this level. I started off by myself. I was immediately looking for coaches. Immediately. You guys need to get in community and get actively feeding that mindset and learning the different strategies, because there are a lot of strategies that you can implement, but you need to get in community. So we have homework, obviously. Obviously, we have homework. Here's the homework. What we're going to do is I want you guys to take a screenshot of this, actually. And I want you guys to sit with yourselves, right? And I want you to write out the answers to these questions. Where in your business, and it might go lead right into what you were already writing out yesterday, but maybe it'll go more in depth, right? Because the more detailed you are, the more that you identify, the more that you acknowledge, the faster you grow. So where in your business have you stopped taking action because it felt too hard? What actions have you been holding back on out of fear? We've already shared some of those, but maybe there's more that you didn't share that you need to list out. What's one thing you can commit to doing daily in your business to keep your momentum growing? And where in your business are you waiting for the perfect conditions instead of showing up and leading? And also, I want you to put it right out how confident you are in messaging right now. And what's one thing you're going to do today and the next day and every day after that to increase your visibility, to increase your audience? What is something you're going to do every single day so that one new person finds you every single day? That's what you need to do. And so before we go, I am going to, because we have 9 minutes, so I'm going to let, if you guys want to come up and share any breakthroughs or aha moments that you had today, or if you have any questions that are about this training, then whether it's messaging, whether it's certain questions about the mindset, or whether it is about social media and leveraging and things like that, you could go ahead and unmute and ask your question. That's why we have, because we have some time. We have 9 minutes. You don't use it, you lose it. Let me make sure I can see you guys. Okay. Hey, Lakeisha.
Hey. So with my commercial cleaning business, I don't really have to do anything for that. So this will be in the like future businesses. Do you recommend moving away from being faceless?
I don't do faceless. I don't teach faceless. I don't believe in faceless. I know that people find success in faceless brands. I mean, I do have faceless brands. I'm not going to say I don't do faceless. It is very, I think it depends on what type of business it is.
Okay.
So what business are we talking about?
Well, I'm in the process of launching my residential cleaning business and
Okay.
my virtual answering service.
Okay. So which one are we going to focus on first?
I have most of the stuff already together for both. So the residential cleaning will bring in the money faster. Um,
So if we took money out of the equation, if it was like no matter what, there the money's coming regardless, which one do you want to do the most? Which one are you more passionate about?
I don't know because I really like both. So I'm not sure which one I'm more passionate about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what I want is that because you already have a business going, right? You have the commercial
Mhm.
side. And when we try to do too many things at once, we do nothing at all. And we set ourselves up for failure because we get burnt out. And it's so I will want you to I would say choose. Really sit down with yourself and be like, okay, not about the money. Not about the money. The money's going to come. You have to already just accept that the money's going to come. It's not about how fast it comes. It's going to come however it's deemed to come and in whatever capacity. But focus on your passion because that whatever you have the best energy about is going to be what's going to produce the best fruit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not saying not do both of them, but let's not try to do both at the same time.
Okay.
Pick which one you when you say you like both of them, this cracks me up because I'm like, I'm one of those moms and aunts and stuff where you know how people be like, I don't got a favorite. I absolutely got a favorite. Don't ask me. Your feelings will be hurt. I got a favorite. And so I know you have a favorite. Everyone has a favorite, whether they want to say it out loud or not, but they have a favorite.
Well, I like different things about both. I know with the answering service. That'll give me the opportunity to kind of get in there and start helping small business owners, take some of the stuff off of their plate. Um, and I just enjoy the cleaning industry, period. The more I've learned about it from being in the commercial side and having my coaches in um, that arena, just learning more and more about it, it was just exciting. Now, I'm in the process of basically not doing any of the cleaning in my commercial business. So it's not like I'll be doing any of the physical cleaning in the residential business either. Like I'm not even
Okay.
gonna start out cleaning. Um,
So why don't we do that first? Build the machine and then move on.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Especially because you already have like kind of the flow, you've already done on the commercial side. And you have already adopted the mindset that I started off cleaning and the last one, I'm immediately going to be in CEO role and hire people.
Okay.
I would start with that one.
All right. I'll be focused on that for the rest of the day.
So when you were doing the irresistible offer training, which one were you doing? Did you do both of the businesses or did you focus on one more?
Both.
Okay. I mean, it's fine. You still need it for both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. You still need it for both. I like to set myself up for wins, right? Small, big, whatever. I'm constantly thinking like, okay, what's the quickest way I could get a win? I don't need big wins because I know the small wins lead to big wins. But I
Right.
also don't want you to get burnt out because you already have commercial. You're going to be bringing on residential. It kind of flows with what you already have. So I would say go if you were asking me my opinion, I would say go to that. And then as we're building that out, it's going to make it 10 times easier for you to do the answering service. Plus, you'll have me. So,
Okay.
yeah. Um, and then as we're doing the things, obviously you can still like the trainings, you can still do the messaging because you already have it dialed in. And yeah, because I'm just wondering who's going to help you
Help me do it. I run my businesses by
build everything
myself.
out. You don't see, yeah, no, we not.
Now I'm gonna be
We-
hiring people to help do a lot of the other little stuff, but as far as somebody being here physically here, I won't be having anyone else in my business.
Okay.
I've tried that
Yeah, so
already.
okay. Um, yeah, I would say do the commercial side first. I mean, the residential cleaning first. And then it's not going to take that long to build it out. A
Okay.
good 60 days of you being like focused, you'll be fine. And the remaining of the year, you can launch the answering service.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that'll
will
be
put
easier.
together a
Just
90-day
focused on
plan.
one.
Yeah, it'll take the stress off of you. You know, we don't need to compile stress on us. We need to just sit back and know that it's coming. We don't need to do multiple things. You don't need multiple things to be successful. I know that that's your vision though. Like you're already like, I'm going to have multiple seven-figure empires and I love it. And you are. But we don't have to launch them all at the same time. We can do it. We can do one step at a time, but we can definitely launch both of them this quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, we could definitely launch both of them this quarter. I'm not even saying put them on the back burner for 6 months. I'm saying let's just focus, give this one 40 days, the next one 40 days.
Did not think about breaking it down like that. I like that.
Yeah. We just need to that way we're really tuned in, honed in, we're building the machine because that's what I focus on, like strategies and structuring so that we can build machines and move on from them. And that's what you want. So let's build the machine and now you can move on. And you don't have to worry about the stress of like, is this person doing what they need to do because you've already built the machine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still doing it this quarter. That doesn't change. That doesn't change. Okay. Did you have another question?
No, not for this. It'll be within the group.
Okay, perfect. All right, so it's 11. I'm gonna let you guys go. It was amazing as always. Thank you for sharing your morning with me. If you want to join the membership, by all means, please do. I will send out an email inviting you guys to come in, or you can put the link in my Instagram or TikTok bio, and it's listed right there. And you guys enjoy your Sunday and plan for Monday. Like start planning your Monday right now. You're welcome, Latoya. And Latoya, you're going to look like box trucks. You can make so much money with box trucks. So congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
Congratulations in advance. Yeah. It's an adventure for sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies, have a good weekend.